1967, Los Angeles. A 7'2" basketball player walks into Bruce Lee's tiny martial arts studio. He's the most dominant force in college basketball. Bruce Lee is 5'7", 135 pounds. The giant looks down at the little man and asks, "Can you really teach me how to fight?" Bruce smiles. "By the time I'm done with you, size won't matter anymore." This is the story of the most unlikely friendship in sports history. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, then known as Lou Alcindor, was unstoppable on the basketball court. But off the court, he felt powerless. As a black Muslim athlete in 1960s America, he faced constant racism, threats, and violence. He needed to learn how to defend himself. Not just physically, mentally, spiritually. He needed Bruce Lee, and Bruce needed him too, because teaching Kareem would lead to one of the most iconic fight scenes ever filmed. This is the story of the Giant and the Dragon. 1967. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is 20 years old. Playing for UCLA. He's already a legend, leading UCLA to an 88-2 record, dominating every game. He's 7'2", 225 pounds of pure athletic power. Nobody can stop him, but Kareem has a problem. He's interested in martial arts, but every school he visits treats him like a circus attraction. Instructors want photos with him. They want to brag about teaching the basketball star. Nobody takes him seriously as a student. Then someone tells him, "There's this Chinese guy in Chinatown. Bruce Lee. He's small, but he's the real deal. And he doesn't care who you are." Kareem drives to Bruce's Junfan Kung Fu Institute in Los Angeles, Chinatown. It's a tiny second-floor studio. Kareem has to duck through the doorway. Bruce is teaching a class. He's in the middle of demonstrating a technique when this giant walks in. Everyone stops and stares. Bruce doesn't react. He finishes his demonstration, then walks over to Kareem. "You're here to learn?" Bruce asks. "Yes, sir. Not here for photos? Not here to say you trained with Bruce Lee?" Kareem shakes his head. "I want to learn for real. I need to defend myself. I need to understand combat." Bruce studies him for a long moment, then smiles. "Good, because I don't teach celebrities. I teach students. Can you start Monday?" "I'll be here." The first day of training is humbling for Kareem. On the basketball court, he's a god. In Bruce's studio, he's a clumsy beginner. Bruce immediately identifies Kareem's weaknesses. "You're too stiff. Too dependent on your height. You think your reach is your advantage. It's actually your weakness." "How is my reach a weakness?" "Because you rely on it. You don't develop speed. You don't develop footwork. You just reach over people. Against a real fighter, that won't work." Bruce demonstrates. He asks Kareem to try to hit him full power, full speed. Kareem throws a punch. Bruce slips it easily, steps inside Kareem's reach, and taps him in the ribs. "Dead, you're too slow." Kareem tries again. Same result. Bruce is impossibly fast. Your size is an advantage only if you have skill. Without skill, you're just a big target. For months, Bruce breaks down Kareem's bad habits and rebuilds him as a martial artist. They train 3 times a week. Bruce teaches him Wing Chun, boxing, fencing, grappling, everything. But more importantly, Bruce teaches him philosophy. Bruce doesn't just teach Kareem how to punch. He teaches him how to think. In basketball, you're the biggest. Everyone fears you. But in life, there's always someone bigger, stronger, faster. What do you do then? Kareem doesn't have an answer. You adapt. You become like water. Water doesn't fight the rock. It flows around it. Eventually, water breaks the rock. Bruce introduces Kareem to Jeet Kune Do philosophy. Absorb what is useful. Discard what is useless. Add what is uniquely your own. He teaches Kareem about economy of motion. The best technique is the simplest technique. No wasted movement. No fancy flourishes. Just effectiveness. He teaches him about awareness. Most fights are won before the first punch is thrown. Read your opponent. Understand their intentions. Control the distance. Kareem is fascinated. This isn't just martial arts. This is a way of thinking about life, about competition, about overcoming obstacles. He starts applying Bruce's teachings to basketball. Economy of motion. Reading opponents. Controlling distance. His game improves even further. Over time, Bruce and Kareem become genuine friends. They talk for hours after training about philosophy, racism, politics, life. Bruce shares his frustrations with Hollywood. They don't want an Asian leading man. They say I'm too Chinese, too short, too different. Kareem shares his frustrations with America. I'm fighting for civil rights, converting to Islam, speaking out against injustice. White America hates me for it. They bond over being outsiders. Both are breaking barriers in their fields. Both face constant racism and rejection. Both refuse to compromise who they are. Bruce tells Kareem, don't let them define you. You define yourself. Be authentically you and let the world adjust. This advice transforms Kareem. He stops apologizing for being outspoken. He embraces his identity as a black Muslim athlete. He speaks his truth, regardless of backlash. Years later, Kareem said, Bruce didn't just teach me martial arts. He taught me how to be myself without fear. 1972. Bruce is planning his most ambitious film yet. Game of Death. The concept: Bruce's character fights his way up a pagoda, facing a different martial arts master on each floor. The final floor, the ultimate challenge, is a 7 feet 2 inches fighter. Bruce calls Kareem. I want you in my movie. The final boss fight. You versus me. Bruce, I'm not an actor. I'm a basketball player. You don't need to act. Just be yourself. Be the giant warrior. I'll handle the rest. Kareem agrees. They fly to Hong Kong to film the sequence. The fight scene is legendary. Bruce in his iconic yellow jumpsuit, fighting a towering opponent in a room filled with mirrors. It's not just a fight, it's a chess match. Bruce uses speed, angles, and strategy to overcome Kareem's size advantage. They film for days. Kareem is amazed by Bruce's perfectionism, 40-50 takes for a single sequence. Bruce wants every angle perfect, every movement precise. During one take, Bruce accidentally kicks Kareem in the eye. Kareem's contact lens shatters. He's temporarily blinded. Bruce is horrified, apologizing profusely. But Kareem just laughs. Bruce, it's fine. This is real combat. Injuries happen. The scene they create is breathtaking, a perfect demonstration of skill versus size. Technique versus power. July 20th, 1973. Bruce Lee dies suddenly at age 32. Kareem is devastated. He loses not just a teacher, but a brother. At Bruce's funeral in Seattle, Kareem is one of the pallbearers, carrying his friend's casket alongside Steve McQueen, James Coburn, and Chuck Norris. Kareem later said, Bruce was the most influential person in my life outside of my family. He didn't just teach me how to fight. He taught me how to think, how to be confident, how to face adversity with grace. For the rest of his basketball career, 6 NBA championships, 6 MVP awards, 19 All-Star selections. Kareem carried Bruce's teachings with him. After retiring, Kareem became a writer, activist, and cultural ambassador. He credits Bruce with giving him the confidence to use his platform for social justice. Game of Death was released in 1978, 5 years after Bruce's death. The footage of Bruce and Kareem became iconic, studied by martial artists and filmmakers worldwide. The Giant and the Dragon, perfectly matched. A 7 feet 2 basketball legend and a 5 feet 7 martial arts master. Nobody thought they belonged together. But they created something beautiful, a friendship that transcended size, race, and sport. Bruce taught Kareem to fight. Kareem gave Bruce a brother. Together, they proved that greatness recognizes greatness, no matter the difference.